Alright my little friends, it's the Hawk, and Ring of the Hawk is officially back after a month's hiatus. My plans for Season 6 is that I want this season to be the best season we've ever had. No more stinking security teams, no more pointless jobbers, and just wrestlers that the Ring of the Hawk universe are interested in seeing. I'm still going to take requests, but I'm going to be a bit more fussy because the Hawk thinks it got a bit silly towards the end. Plus, you know, that Sting video getting taken down really pissed me off, so the break probably came at the right time for me. That's on Patreon if you missed it. And if you have a good suggestion, sign up today and make the Hawk spray. But if you're too cheap, I won't give you a smack. Just shove the wrestler in the comments section, Jack. Alright, it's Tessa Blanchard. She might fight men, but did she ever fight a bird? Tessa Blanchard is a lady who seemingly had it all. A third generational wrestler, a strong look, a strong jawline, and a strong following. It may surprise you to know that Tessa is still only 29 years old. It feels like she's been around for a while at this point, but back in 2016 she was just an indie wrestler with 2 years experience and her dad's surname to back her up. Luckily, she'd have her first big break of her career on NXT. Kind of crazy to think that this even happened given everything that we know now, but yeah, she had a short run in the WWE and here it is. Match 1 will see Alexa Bliss taking on Tessa Blanchard. You know, it's funny, if you go back and watch lots of wrestlers' careers from 5 to 10 years ago, a lot of them look vastly different, but Tessa looks almost exactly the same. You might want to say she's never going to change. She does actually get highlighted a bit here for being the daughter of Tully Blanchard. Alexa desperately extends her chin to compete. It works, and she manages the first takedown. Alexa disrespects her with a pie face, which fires Tessa up and she shoulders Alexa down. She also hits a scoop slam and a running, spinning elbow to the face before Alexa turns it around on her. Alexa clubs her for a 1 count. She then chokes Tessa on the ropes for a bit and stomps her face into the mat. Blanchard looks finished already. She looks like she's going to attempt a roll up, which is possibly botched. A few people in the crowd try to start a Let's Go Tessa chant. Yeah, they repeat that pinning spot and it works fine this time, so it was a botch before, but just the 2. Alexa quickly shuts her down with her knee. She tries to slap Tessa, who loudly screams, "I don't think so." She starts hitting clotheslines and a net breaker, but she misses her attack in the corner. Alexa suddenly starts going nuts and filling her nappy as she chokes Tessa down to the mat and then she hits a standing moonsault into knees and that's the freeze. It was like a high profile squash match. She didn't really do too much, but she got talked about a lot and the crowd reacted quite well to her. A middle of the road C for her debut because she clearly has some charisma but can't say much about her wrestling skill at this point. For the second match in this short run, Tessa actually gets an entrance. Honestly, you could hardly see a difference between then and now except perhaps her smile isn't fake. She faces Nia Jax, who's bound to give us some smacks. Jax quickly throws her into the corner and squashes her. Tessa dodges her next one, but it's too weak to knock her down. She tries a crossbody, which is like running into a brick wall. Nia starts dropping the elbow. She isn't sweating this one as she squashes Tessa in the corner and also hits a Samoan drop, which I am completely okay with for 2 reasons. The leg drop ends the match. Somehow, Tessa did even less than in her first match. It's still hard to judge her wrestling ability at this stage, and this match was really short. It's a D. Match 3 will be another squash match. This time it's Carmella taking on Tessa Blanchard. She seems to be a heel this time. Carmella applies a smiling headlock until she's thrown off into the corner where she dodges Tessa and rolls her up for a 1 count. Carmella keeps going and does a head scissors out the corner and a running dropkick. She goes back to the headlock of smiles. Tessa smacks her away out of that and asks the crowd how they're doing. She pays for asking when Carmella sweeps her legs out. Tessa manages a hair takedown, but she's still getting distracted. She puts on an abdominal stretch until she's elbowed off. Carmella reverses an Irish whip and hits a shut up or a smacky one and a kick. Blanchard is finished off with the Bronco Buster, followed up with a downward spiral, and the Code of Silence makes Tessa tap out. The most enjoyable match so far, but Tessa still didn't do much here other than display some charisma. It's a C for the third squash match. Tessa does get a small video package where she says she doesn't want to be handed opportunities just due to her lineage, and the WWE then proceeds to spend most of the package talking about who her dad was. Match 4, Mae Young Classic tournament match. Pirate, Kari Sani takes on Tessa Blanchard. Don't worry, it's not a squash match. Tessa looks a bit more complete here at this point, but the crowd are clearly behind Kairi. There's a long feeling out process here, but Kairi eventually picks up the pace with a pinning attempt and then a blockbuster which gets a gasp from the crowd. Tessa stops her run with a smack on the ropes and a running net breaker for a 2. Tessa manages to stop Kairi from diving and smashes her with a code breaker for a 2. Tessa tries to work the submission, but Kairi hip tosses Tessa away from her abdominal stretch. Tessa then hits 3 rough-looking punches, which seems to rock Kairi, who isn't actually rocked though, when she hits a spear out of nowhere. Sani drills her with some chops, and she starts marching like a moron until she does a sliding smack. She climbs to the top and hits a diving forearm for a 2. Tessa finally slows her down by choking her across the ropes and also hitting a drop kick and an elbow to the back. Tessa moves on to hit 2 short arm clotheslines into a back suplex for a 2 count. Blanchard isn't done though, and she dives from the top rope with a back senton which looks like it hurt her more than it did Sani. Just a 2. Blanchard almost splits her thong in half with anger. Tessa now looks for the hammerlock DDT finisher, which Kairi fights off. They start exchanging pins for a bit. Kairi tries another sliding punch, which Tessa smoothly transitions into another 2 count. Sani manages to block an X kick and dumps her to the mat and hits an axe kick. She's fully in control now as she does an Alabama slam. Up to the top she climbs as she molests her own elbow for a bit and hits a beautiful diving elbow drop for the 3. Wow, loved that match. It was brilliant. Honestly, both these girls look ready for the main roster in this one, but it's Kairi Sani who advances. It's an A from the Hawk. Great to finally see Tessa wrestle a proper match here. Match 5, final match, Mae Young Classic 6 Women's Tag. I couldn't actually find this match last time I needed to find it, but I'm pleased to announce that the Hawk has used a special Hawkeye ability to track it down in full. It's Santana Garrett who is responsible for my least viewed video of all time, but I still like her though, Sarah Logan and Marty Bell who makes the boys yell, and they're taking on alpha female Tessa Blanchard and Kaylee Ray. Blanchard will start with Sarah Logan. Logan quickly hits her with a fireman's carry slam and the dropkick rocks her. Sarah keeps going with a hip toss into a sliding knee to the massive chin of Blanchard. Santana gets the tag and she does 3 roll-ups to Tessa, but none get the Joe B done. Tessa smacks her away and tags Kaylee. Not a good start. I can't believe how popular Alpha Female is with this crowd. There's a lot of TNA links in this match, but none failed quite like Alpha Female. She mauls Marty Bell for a bit before tagging in Tessa. Blanchard chokes her across the ropes and hits a dropkick and a running elbow. She also hits 2 short arm clotheslines before Marty Bell fights off a suplex and hits a jawbreaker. Tessa tags out again. Not a good match for her here, is it? The match breaks down and finally Tessa does hit a hammerlock DDT to Sarah Logan. It doesn't matter though because Marty Bell clears her away with the stroke and a wild slapnut sort of appears. Alpha Female wins the match with the Dominator. Tessa might have looked like the most pointless girl in this match. It's a D, game over. Alright squad, based on what we saw here, you'd still have thought that WWE would have signed her. It's not like she did badly in these appearances, and when given the time, she had a hell of a banger with Kairi Sani. Well, reportedly, she even had backstage attitude problems in WWE, so that may have had something to do with this. But even worse, at the time of that last match, the incident which Tessa's career has been overshadowed by had already happened 4 months earlier. Yes, the racism incident with Rosa Negra had already happened in April 2017. It just wasn't widely known about, which explains the WWE having her wrestle for them. So it was off to TNA for Tessa, where she is right now actually after returning this year. What do we think then? I tried to look at this subjectively, and I do think she was worth a contract on Ring of the Hawk just based on what we just saw. When given the time, she proved she was definitely capable of doing the Joe B. So she's going to be shoved the first C of Ring of the Hawk Season 6, and if you don't agree with that, I'll smash you with bricks. You can tell I've been waiting for that one for a while. Shove it if you don't like it.